Good evening, and welcome to Damage Does D&D. It is Tuesday. It is Helloran Rising, our journey over these past few weeks of the epilogues of our wonderful world-saving heroes. The last we were here, Celeste and her family, sister and mother, decided to move to the Forest of Drummond, with Trelador's blessing, of course. Sorry, that was wrong forest. The Great Forest of Drummond, where they assist in the regrowth of the trees, finding a lot of the trees are literally just illusions to make the elves feel a little better about themselves after the destruction. Being welcomed in by Kalinta herself, there was a conversation, and Kalinta was more than happy for Celeste's help and to welcome, as she sees it, the three elder elves into her, or Trelador's, younger forest. Druid classes are set up by Celeste, and she endeavours to teach the elves of Drummond druidic magics and healing, etc. And how to turn into about 1,000 horses every time she feels like it. So, Miette, meanwhile, travelled to the Midwood. You can see where I got confused. And caught up with Menahil and Darcy, and many stories were told. Some of them were partly true. There was much drinking being done, and there were other nighttime pursuits that were being had too. Madame Carfanon was sought out, and wisdoms were exchanged, as well as perhaps boy toys. Who knows? Florian's map was borrowed and copied and distributed amongst all of the caravans so that the word could spread about the wonders of the world outside of Helloran and the trade opportunities and storytelling opportunities, more importantly, that could be had. Miette returned to Dackhold and set up shop, running trade routes. Business in quarters gifted to her by Sybil. Whilst that is happening, Dell is revealed to be pregnant, as is Miette, surprisingly, with all the nighttime activity. Trelador decides to leave a note bravely upon a box for Florian, which contains all of his notes from their travels together, and then he leaves quietly in the middle of the night unnoticed. He travels far and wide, ends up in the Claw and Hammer Inn in Kleinwater, back where you all first met, and elves didn't fall through ceilings. Canonically didn't happen.
There was one elf who did.
Not in that pub.
Pretty sure it did.
Not in that pub. It was a different pub. Actually, it might have been that pub. Yeah, I think it was.
Definitely
actually.
Celeste.
I think it was.
Yeah,
Definitely
it was.
Celeste.
It was
Wasn't me.
one of the elves that were chasing Celeste.
Yep.
Fell through the
I stole
ceiling.
his dagger.
You did. So he gets messaged by Kalinta and eventually is persuaded to return to the forest, with whom, or with which, he strikes up I would say symbiotic relationship, but it's not really that. It's more a sort of a agreement with benefits with the forest and Trelador, which makes Kalinta very happy as she can go off and study the arcane once more. Florian finds this box the next morning, reads the note, opens the box and reads through Trelador's notes. Feeling a little disappointed, he moves on with his day. I'm sure we'll come back to that. Ferenz, meanwhile, decides that it's time to return to Shine Island and go home, along with Melissa and Florian, flies on the back of Gus, Del, and Bridris home to the islands. He leaves a copy of his book with Yorick first, though, and Yorick tells him he can't read, which is obviously a lie, but it's one of those things. A wonderful time is spent on Shine, where the dudes and dudettes are indeed righteous. Many surfing is happened. He sets up in a cave near the shrine of Shine, and eventually, when the time is right, falls into a deep slumber, communing with Shine and providing good vibes to the entire island. Upon returning to Daghold, it is discovered that Del has her babies, so Del and Gus have lots of little dragons running about, that occasionally turn into dwarves, and vice versa. And Miette has her kits, with some intriguing colour combinations. Orange seems to be a flavour of one of them, which is unheard of. And both the other kits are seemingly a mix of treading water and wandering gusts, patterning and coloration. Balo's influence, perhaps? Who knows? The embassy, meanwhile, starts to get involved in Miette's little business. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Who knows? But it's certainly an interesting thing. So, we pick up, as ever, in Daghold. And I think tonight we start with Florian. You've not long got back from Shine Island with Melissa and everybody else. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think Florian would just greet everyone again and greet Miette and her litter, and take it all in. And I think I would then start, just find a quiet place in the Scaleway residence and start drawing.
Pretty difficult at the moment, to be honest.
There are many small children.
There's a lot of small children running about.
I think Florian would be patient enough, but would stay there and just sort of like bide his time and work in between the scurrying children and people in the residence, and start making a more detailed Shine Island on his map.
Absolutely. Give me a skill check. You're proficient with the tools, aren't you? Sorry,
Yeah, can I talk with
second.
tools,
I've
yeah.
just got to have a mad coughing fit. Hang on.
During the recap, Jazz said Melissa's mother, sister, and my brain went, same person. Sister, mother.
Yes, elves are like that. So,
Yeah, so can I talk of a tool check
please.
with proficiency added, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
It's a natural 13, so that's a 19.
Nice. So yeah, you spent quite a lot of time sort of wandering about the island, seeing its coastline and the interior. You went to various different little villages, which you can all mark on this updated map. And copying the clean lines on your original map, which is not your map, you get into that style of thing. It takes you a little bit longer, but now you've not travelling anywhere. You're not expected to, fight a dragon or a fire elemental or a god or anything like that every 5 minutes. You've got that time to take to get it right and to get it those clean lines and copying what has been done on this map. You're able to fit that in really quite well. So the map, it looks like one whole drawing.
Yeah, I'd probably, whilst I'm doing that and finding that state of flow, kind of mark out the danger areas, I would say, i.e. where we know gateways into and out of hell. So definitely below Redport in the sewers. We know that there was something there. Whether that was there only because of the dickhead who was in charge of Redport at the time, or whatever, I don't know. But also the one in the caves at the top of the well, I say caves, but like on the top of that walkway.
Yeah.
Coming back down to Dar.
Yeah. I mean, you mark all of these locations because you're... it's not just a map for everyone. It's also a sort of record of where you've been.
Yeah, yeah.
So to personalise this map more, you start adding in, like you say, those danger zones, the bits and pieces that was significant. You know, those fights that you had that were the turning points in your journey, as it were.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah.
And I think that would essentially be the rest of my day.
Okay.
Filling in between doing that and helping with the many little ones about the place.
Okay.
Unky Florian.
Unky Florian. So, I know Gus is probably busy with tiny dragons. Melissa is still about. So Ferenz is slumbering. Celeste is in the forest. Trelador is also in the forest, or will be soon, with our wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. So I think only Florian, Melissa, and perhaps Yorick would be in the Scalebane residence for any length of time to pay attention to anything. So I'd like those three to make a perception check, please. Perception or insight, entirely up to you.
I got a 22 on perception.
I got a 20 on insight.
Nice. Melissa?
22 on perception.
Okay. So, Florian. Something's nagging at you. Something is different. Something is strange about Miette. She seems to be acting the same, but there's just that little bit of swagger about her. Just that little bit of extra chaos. It's a little bit odd. Yorick and Melissa, you both got 22, right?
Yeah.
So when you encounter Miette, well, I'll let Miette describe what it is that you perceive about her.
So I'm yet showing a bit more fur than usual. Given that, not out and about, so it doesn't have to be on the road, just have to wrangle kittens. And as I mentioned before, Miette's usually a grey tabby, except she's not anymore. She's starting to spread patches of colour like her kittens. Just like a blotch of black on one shoulder. One paw turned completely orange. Orange tabby,
I
mind.
missed like 3 or 4 minutes from Discord freezing on me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Did I freeze, or did anyone else freeze, or what happened?
I mean,
Yeah, I think everyone froze on my end.
right, okay, so because I
on
heard
my
all of your
side.
description.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Me too.
Okay, so
I
I'm
only
marking
heard
here.
just
patches
you,
of
Jay.
colour. It's
Yeah.
just me.
So
Yeah.
start a black
So-
patch on one shoulder, an entirely orange tabby paw.
Basically, Miette's no longer a fully grey tabby.
Interesting. Now, whether you decide to do or say anything about that. Florian, you notice this as well. With your insight, you're trying to work out what's different about her attitude. And it is just that little bit more Baylor, if you know what I mean. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
That's the swagger that it reminds you of.
I'd probably wait until a bit later in the evening, especially when the litter is calmed down / asleep. And then probably,
The speeds. Fast.
if Madame Mia isn't at this point, I would venture to try and start a conversation with her.
Go for it.
Madame Mia, are you good for 5 or so?
As long as the little ones are asleep, of course.
I think they are. I kind of waited until they would be. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd say I just noticed something a bit different about you, and that's not exactly the different colorings on you. You've just got a certain more je ne sais quoi, should we say, about your movement and the way you do things.
Well, I guess my enterprise has taken off. Trade has resumed with me at its head. I've saved my people. I may be reuniting my people with the treading waters. It's quite the achievement.
It is. It just reminds me of a certain someone.
As someone I might be able to guess.
I think so. I'm not prepared to say their name then. I should give it away entirely.
No, that would be wise.
Is this part of a deal you made with said person?
I won't say I have not made any dealings with him. I have tried to get Darcy's soul returned to her for Minhild's benefit, but a metal gesture towards the kittens. This was not him.
Do I believe that?
Make an insight check and may make a deception or persuasion check. You don't need to tell us which one. You can tell me if you like separately.
It better be really good.
No, it's just like, without giving away my character sheet, one of those two qualities has a +3, and the other has significantly more than a +3.
Okay. Well, you can roll it manually and just tell me the answer if you want.
I got a 25.
Okay. And your insight?
A 29 with a natural 20.
Dang!
So, Miette.
Miette is telling the truth as far as she knew. All of her partners were wandering ghosts. And the kittens
Okay.
were conceived in the midwoods where Balo can't go, as far as she knows.
Okay. It just, I guess got that vibe. The certain bit of swagger you seem to be walking around with, which is understandable with, like you said, everything going on and what you've achieved and what you're going to achieve. But yeah, I just thought I'd ask just to make sure everything was, A-okay.
As far as I know, I mean, maybe Ace, and she'll gesture again towards the kittens with the ginger paw. Maybe this is a defect of some of what we went through. A brush with the fog, fighting Carabas, I don't know.
Potentially. Yeah. As long as you're okay, just let us know if there's anything you need, though, right?
I will, of course. Thank you kindly.
Good. Well, sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Good
And
night,
then I
Florian.
think I would. Sorry, go on.
No. I just said good night.
Then I think Florian would find if there are still like quarters, a bedroom available in the Scalabone residence.
Oh, there's always somewhere to sleep.
Yeah. But before he goes to sleep, I think he would write out a letter to Trellador.
Okay.
Just to that maybe sometime in the future or whenever, in passing, that he could deliver it. I have nothing written down. It was not in my plans, but it now is. So.
Okay. Well, you can write that as we go just now if you want, or you could just make it up off the top of your head. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd do that, and then yeah, I'd get to sleep. And
okay. So. The days pass in Daghold. The nights as well, obviously. The baby dragons and the kits grow stronger and more demanding on everybody's time. Sybil is in absolute heaven.
Small things are going missing around the household.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Things are being eaten that shouldn't be. Things are being given to baby dragons and kittens that maybe shouldn't be, but you know, who's going to tell Sybil off? Things of yours all of yours tend to end up as toys or scratching posts or both.
They'll all be seasoned beer drinkers by the time they're 3.
Absolutely, they will. Sybil has already started. You know, it's just breakfast beer. I watered it down. They'll be fine.
Yep, they'll be fine.
Look at Gus. Look at Yorick. They're fine, aren't they? Didn't do them no harm.
Damn right.
So, is there anything anybody would like to achieve or do? Melissa, have you got anything planned?
No.
No.
Melissa's putting things off.
Okay. So, Florian, once you've written your letter, what are you planning to do? Are you planning to take it yourself to the forest, or are you going to give it to someone else, or what's the plan?
I think Florian would just ponder for the evening until he goes to sleep. But I think when he wakes up, will ultimately decide that he will deliver this letter himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll leave you to write the letter, and then we can just role play that in a bit, if that's okay with you. Unless you want to do something different.
No, that's absolutely fine. I'm currently trying to put it together.
Okay. No worries. Okay. So, Melissa, we're really back to you to start making plans of what it is you're doing. Everybody seems to be sort of settling down, going home,
How dare you.
making new homes, setting up businesses.
It's a temporary stop.
Yeah.
I'll probably one evening kind of be chatting with everybody, kind of spending a lot of time in Daghold doing nothing until I probably seek out each person, go to Yorick and Gus, Miet, and then finally Florian, and say that, well, I think I need to start making trails. So, sure, I'll run into y'all at some point.
What sort of trails are you going to make? Are they like hiking trails to the mountains?
Maybe. Don't know where I'm gonna go. Been kind of feeling a bit lost. What with everything that's happened.
Well,
Your
you're in
mother,
Daghold, so if you know where you are, you can't be lost. And you're among friends, so you can't be lost.
Yeah, I feel like my place ain't sitting here in Daghold. I'm not much help around here.
you were very helpful with the kittens.
Oh, I'm certainly am. I think I'm on my 16th hairbrush now. Keep finding them matted with fur and scales sometimes. But no, if I'm honest, I'm gonna go back to Dar and go look at the ruins again, and then, I don't know, I might come back here.
You're always welcome back here, Melissa.
Thank you, Yark. I just ain't never had a place, I suppose.
You know, every one of you lot can call this place home, if you so choose.
Definitely. And I'll keep hold of a couple of gems so that I can come visit easily. And I'd probably then kind of trying to avoid saying goodbye, just kind of find an opportunity to leave.
Okay.
Just before Melissa does, yeah, we'll remind her that if she wants company while she wanders, there's always the caravans.
Oh, definitely. I'll be sure to ask them about you and all when I encounter. I'm sure I'll run into a couple on the road.
You still have the medallion made for you, right?
Yes, I think I do.
Okay. That should ensure safe passage with any. I mean, you're well known amongst the caravans anyway, but that should ensure that you are really you.
And I probably do. I probably join with a caravan heading away from the mountain, kind of past the ruins of Redport.
Oh yeah,
Across the water.
Redport is in. It's just levelled. It's just rubble.
Probably cross the water over to Dar.
Yep.
Find it to be a bit of a.
Dar is a bit odd. There's still all of these temples that are, or were dedicated to Paladas. All this shining white marble with wave indentations on them, and all this art that's depicting the waters. But you see that the old Dar is still underneath. There's still that
hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, that sort of shyster attitude of like, hello, she's got some money. Would you like to believe? You know, those sort of preachers that are fire and brimstone, but will quite happily take your money and and dump you in a ditch somewhere.
Has anything become of the Temple of the Broken Heart? Or is it still a pile of rubble?
It's still a pile of rubble. Nobody seems to have gone near it or done anything with it.
I'll search through it, try and find a large chunk with the symbol still on it.
Make an investigation check for me.
13.
13. Easy enough. They're fairly big chunks of rock and brickwork, and You find one with a symbol on it still, sort of a small piece that was maybe above one of the windows.
I'll take that with me as I continue. And I eventually end up at Larkham.
Lark. Okay.
Quiet little town on the edge of that wood.
It was. It was quiet last time you were there. It is now bustling. There are many more people. Many of the homes that were left empty were... Have you frozen again, Jay?
Up with this today.
Yep, Jay went frozy.
Yeah, I froze again.
It was a small, quiet town last time you were there. Oh, she got again.
This.
Hurrah! It's completely gone. Right. Are you back? Do we think it's... No, not back.
They might need a restart.
Yeah.
I think
I'd restart if I were you, Jay.
Right, hang on.
Do a quick restart.
Yeah, I'll be back in just one moment.
Okay. So,
Talk among yourselves.
talk amongst
Sorry.
yourselves.
do 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 do
The girl
do
from
do
Ipanema.
do 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 do.
Welcome to Smooth Jazz FM,
Nice.
where we play boring classics until you cannot stand it anymore and your ears bleed.
Bing. Flaw 1.
Oh, now I have the Grace Brothers theme in my head for Why Are You Being Served? So that was nasty. Thank you, Vinny. Going up.
When Jay is back, I am ready. I've written my piece.
You've written your piece, have you? Okay, that's cool. So we'll get to that. Hopefully, Jay will be back and we can just do the Larkham part, and then we can come back to yourself and going to the forest, and then we'll do a bit of a jump around and see what happens.
Don't you mean we're going to do the locomotion?
Hey!
That absolutely deserves an inspiration.
It certainly does. Take an inspiration, you slumbering beast. You never get to use it, but you will have it for all eternity.
Well, you say that, and this is where we do some one shot when we're all level 20, and he wakes up from a slumber with inspiration and a level 20 dragon.
I mean, could be, yeah. Who's to say that won't happen in the future? Do we want to have a quick break? I know it's early.
Yeah, can do.
Do you want to have a quick break, or do you want to give it a few minutes? What are your feelings?
I'm kind of happy to hop and chat. Oh,
There he is back.
Okay.
It might be better now. Not sure what was going on there.
It was
technology.
definitely breaking up and freezing.
Yeah, it was really bad. My entire PC was not interactable.
Oh dear.
So, yeah.
Got
So
Steam. Got Steam download going on.
No.
Oh, it's porn then. Fair enough.
Damn, you've seen through my ruse.
Yep. Okay, so are we doing camera or are we not doing camera?
Give me a sec, sorry.
No, you're good.
Ruse something.
Just checking.
There you are. Die. Cool. It was Curseforge.
Was it?
Right. Okay, that one. There we go.
Huzzah.
Hey, we're back. So, Larkham. The last time you were there, it was a small, quiet town. Very quiet. Too quiet, some would say. Having bested the threat, you were told you were always welcome back. And as you approach, it's a bustling town now. The homes that had been abandoned because people had been eaten are now filled with life, laughter, and there is a large population. The town is booming. It appears to be one of the success stories of the end times, which is great, isn't it? So, you make your way into town. Where do you go first?
I probably remember the people that we interacted with there. Possibly seek out like the mayor that we met with and talked with, and just kind of find out what's been going on. And
Yeah, as you approach the town hall, there are a few people that just sort of stop and look, sort of scratching their heads, going, "Yeah, possibly." There's some sort of vague flickers of recognition. It's been a while, so and
I
you've
have
changed
changed a little.
quite a lot. So, but you get to the town hall, and there's a clerk at the front desk. He says, "Can I help you?"
Well, possibly. I don't remember the name of the mayor because my memory's not that good.
Oh, I would have to look it up. Give me a second. Oh. Indeed. Oh, blimey. It's been so long since we were at Larkham, I don't actually have the file open, which is odd.
If only we had someone who takes copious notes.
If only. That would be great, wouldn't it?
It's just finding it all the way through my notes.
Let's have a look.
Now, can't you just Control F and search for Arkham?
It's only.
Okay.
It would have been in the early stages of our adventures, I think,
Yeah, I'm just looking.
because it was shortly after the Temple of Peladas, as we then came out of the Hells on the hill opposite Dar.
Oh.
We crossed over to Dar and then we travelled south to Larkham
You
in
went
search
to
of Vale.
Larkham. Was that before or after the Dead Forest? I can't remember.
It would have been just
It was
before
before.
the Dead Forest, because we then went into the Dead Forest. It was right
Yeah.
next to Larkham,
So
and we
why
met
am I
Balo and
search
found Dunks.
for Larkham not returning any fucking hits?
The false Hydra got it.
That's what
And
I'm
we've all
thinking.
forgotten.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's
Still wearing the false Hydra.
And partially, I think.
Mayor Gwyn.
Gwyn. Ah, nice.
Gwyn, an older woman more concerned with the keeping up her appearance than the keeping up her letters.
Okay.
Davinia was a child,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I did
forgot
not
about that.
note the orc's name.
Racist.
Totally.
Were they the barman?
No.
Wasn't that Clint?
That was
Clint
Clint,
the orc.
yes, well
Yeah,
remembered.
he was the blacksmith,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. Anyway,
Yes.
what was the mayor's name again? I do apologise.
Gwyn.
Gwyn. So, Gwyn, carry on.
GWYN.
I was wondering if Mayor Gwen is still here. I know a lot has changed.
I mean, yeah, Mayor Gwyn is in the office at the moment.
I'm
Who can
Melissa.
I say is asking? Melissa?
Melissa.
Okay, just wait here a second. And he goes back into. You hear sort of mumbled conversation. The door comes out, and Mayor Gwyn comes out to see you. You can see her perfect appearance, as always. She runs to you almost. She's a little more overweight than she was it's looking as if the prosperity of the town is reflected in its mayor. And she gives you a big hug. Melissa, I haven't seen you in such a long time.
It's been quite a journey that I've been on,
Oh,
me and my
well.
friends.
Where are they? Are you all here?
It's just me, I'm afraid.
Just you? Oh, I hope everybody's
We've
okay.
been... Oh, they're all doing fine. Well, most of them, but... Well, I'm sure you heard about Snow.
There was a... They tried to come in to recruit in here, but we learned a thing or two from you. We sent them packing. We mentioned Snow's name, and they just turned tail and they ran. So, thank you once more for saving our town.
Well.
So anyway, let's go to the inn. We'll buy you a beer. We'll get you sat or a wine. Wine's really good. We've been importing some.
That would be nice.
It's nice.
Oh, where from?
The wine has come from oh God, now I can't even remember names of my own bloody towns. Oh, this is not good.
If I remember correctly, we were told as the heroes of the town, champions of the town, we never had to pay for a drink again.
This is correct.
Yeah.
Agadoo, I don't think it's called.
Shut up. Oh, some really nice wines have come up from Silot. It's a long way away. I don't know if you heard of it.
I've been there.
Oh,
I believe that was the halfling.
That's the Orc town, right?
Oh, we didn't quite.
No, I don't think you've been to Silot yet. You've been to Dornham, which is the one.
I've not been
along
that
the
far,
coast
but
from
I
it.
have been to Dornham, which was quite
Well,
nice as well.
These wines from Silot, wow, they are so good. You have to try some.
Oh, certainly
She
will.
sort of escorts you into the bar where you can see the live, laugh, Larkham. Nice. It's Lark Ham, by the way, but I get the sentiment. So yeah, she gets you a goblet of the finest Silotian wine. It's Kim! It's Kim! It's Kim! It's Kim!
Thought she could get away.
It's Kim!
Hi everyone.
Not stealthy enough.
No, well, I'm trying to go to the bathroom.
Sorry, bye!
Bye bye.
Bye bye. She's not really gone. She's just ducked down behind your chair, so be very careful.
Whenever the rogue gets caught, they probably did it on purpose.
We meant to.
Yeah, they meant to do that. Anyway, yeah, you get a goblet of finest Silotian wine, and it tastes gorgeous. And there are 2 or 3 people that you recognise from back in the day. The barman looks different. He's younger than you remember. So, what brings you back to our little town?
Well, I've been wandering all over the place for quite some time now, doing all kinds of things. I've got all kinds of stories that I sure can share, but all adventures need to come to an end, and I'm not really needing to wander about anymore. So
Are you saying you want to settle in our town?
I think I do.
I mean, to have a hero of the Battle of Larkham in our midst, it would be an honor. We can build you a new house. It will be spectacular. We can build it in the middle of town. We could get this. We could make a palace for you, so you could bring all your friends whenever you wish.
No. I have something kind of more specific in mind.
Okay.
I don't want anything super fancy and glamorous because It's what I had in Redport and what I had in Dar, and that I just felt really
I mean, you tell us what you need.
not genuine. Is there, on the outskirts of town, just a small-ish barn or rundown chapel?
I mean, we don't have a. Well, I'll tell a lie. There's a really old graveyard that used to
That
have
would be
it was maintained. There was no chapel there. It was where we buried our dad until quite a few years ago. We stopped and we. But yeah, there's that. It has a building there that was like a caretaker's shack, really. But we can get some guys to help build and get you. I mean, you're welcome to stay here in the inn until it's ready.
That would be wonderful.
I mean, no charge at all, ever.
I'll still contribute a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you'll find anybody to take your money, but you could certainly try.
Yeah. But, if you'd be okay with it, I'd be happy to look after that graveyard.
I mean, it is overgrown and is sorely in need of attention.
I'll kind of pull up my smaller amulet of Remora. I found a bit of a different face. It's nothing you'd find in Dar.
Okay.
And I'm not going to.
She's just going to make a religion check to see if she recognizes it. She does not.
It's an old god who doesn't really want people to worship her. She just wants people to be peaceful when they die.
I mean, that sounds great. So yeah, you can you stay in the inn for a couple of weeks. The mayor organises a building squad. She takes you out to see the site. It's overgrown. Needs somebody with a scythe, perhaps, to sort that out. It's strangely beautiful. There are many wildflowers that grow around, and you can see that tidying this, you don't necessarily have to cut all of them down. You can sort of maintain it as a sort of almost like a wild meadow type of thing with the graves dotted through it. The building they enhance for you is big enough so you could, if 4 or 5 of your friends drop by, they could easily stay. If all of them drop by, it'd be a bit of a squeeze, but Larkham is
if all of them drop by, I
so,
yeah. But I know a friend who can conjure a tavern if he ever needs it.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think you spend a few weeks.
Hans doesn't even need to post a meme anymore.
Just a roll of an eye, and that's it.
And
are you turning into Natalie with the eye rolling? Maybe. It's the elves in the forest. They turn into each other. So yeah,
so
you
get
spend a couple of
monk.
weeks. Absolutely, you spend a couple of weeks in the tavern. Go out occasionally to inspect, to help if you wish in the building of this restoration of this building. But yeah, eventually it's done. You move in, and do you set up a small shrine, or what's the plan?
I'd set up a small shrine. It wouldn't be anything major. It would just be kind of a space set for people to put things to remember those that have been lost. But I'd also get to work putting in a couple of graves, or what was the word? I discovered this word the other day. Cenotaphs.
Yes.
Probably more accurate.
Uh-huh.
There would be 1, 2, snow in memory of the man that he was before the madness of the waves took him.
Okay.
There would be one listing every member of the Temple of the Heart that I can remember on there. And there'd be other ones dedicated to people that we met and lost, like the dwarven kind of like, oh, I forget her name, the one that we found dead in the big like lava tube, and like other like folks that we've met and seen died and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. That can be
And
done pretty easily.
the last one would be a grave at the back, kind of not drawn any attention to it, and kind of on top of the headstone I would put that chunk of stone from one of the archways of the Temple of the Broken Heart on top, and the grave would be engraved with just the name Vale. And if anyone were to dig that grave up, they would find a box with a bracelet that could take you through time should you need.
Interesting. Okay.
And then eventually, probably after a few months, Melissa's friends would find a letter delivered to them through various means, stamped with, oh, I wrote this down somewhere. Helps when I keep track of all my stuff. Yeah. The wax seal on the back having the symbol of an archway with the playing card symbol of a spade in the middle.
Nice.
And it would read, "To my good friends, I trust that y'all's adventures and lives are going well. After much wandering through all the places we visited on our adventures, through Redport, Deerfield, Dar, I found my mind wandering over everything that happened to us. I think I'd been using all of that excitement of our adventures to get away from my problems. I still feel guilty for what happened with Vale, Fierna, and everything, really. But I eventually found myself back in Larkham again, that town we saved from that horrible Hydra monster. They're doing well. They had rebuilt and were thriving. And it felt like an actual home, rather than just a empty and vacuous palace. And I spoke with the mayor, and we set about renovating an old small shack out in the outskirts with a graveyard. We renovated it. I put in an altar to Remora, and I've been helping to look after those who are grieving and inter the dead when they need to be. I even met someone, an orcish gal in the town. Her name's Kaleva. She's enthusiastic, kind. We're taking it slow. I'm not rushing headfirst into bad decisions like I've done many times before. But you're all welcome to visit, should you have time. We've got plenty of tea and keep a stash of orcish mead or wine for those who want to relax, or for any dwarven visitors. Good love, Melissa.
So you each receive one of these letters. One of them makes its way to Shine Island, even, and is placed reverentially in the cave where Ferenz sits, cross-legged, still. And it's just propped up near him, should he awaken, to be able to read it. They find their way to Drummond, to Daghold, of course, and wherever Miette currently is setting up shop. If she's still in Daghold, that's fine, that's where it finds you. But I think Melissa finally seems to be, as you read this letter, it seems like she's found peace. It is no longer that frantic, skittish, strange human being you set out with. So, and I do love the latest meme from Dan.
I imagine I'll be somewhere near the vicinity of Gus when I read this letter, and I'll just look up after reading it and say, "That's nice, but why did she wish herself good luck?"
Oh dear.
And yes, the shack does have a tin roof, but it's a little rusted.
Yeah. Although they can fix that if you want it. So, as we pan back in time, back to Daghold, Florian, we come back to you. As you also receive one of these letters, obviously. Which of course you missed because you were AFK. Yeah, it was Melissa's letter telling of her adventure and eventual settle down in the town of Larkham.
Okay.
Where she is at pace, tending a graveyard, and has met an orcish girlfriend who she is taking things slowly with. She seems happy, and as you read the letter, you particularly get the feeling that she is much more peaceful and at peace with herself than you've ever known her to be. So, we return once more to Florian, and you are off delivering your letter to the Forest of Drummond.
As such, I will definitely travel to Drummond. I say bye to everyone else who is still in Daghold.
Particularly want to travel on your own?
I think I'm going to be doing that for quite a while now, Madame Mia. I have my sights set ahead of me, and it's going to be a little bit of wandering, as you used to do. I'll be fine, though. Thank you. But thanks, everyone, as well, for being with us and going through everything we went together. If you ever need me, just, well, suppose you'll find me some way or another. You've all got guards on your sides that didn't help you.
And you've got half a side of guarding you as well.
And half a side of the other, but who's counting, right? But yeah. Thank you.
So, as you
I'll
Daghold and travel to Drummond, the Forest of Drummond. It's a familiar journey. You've done it a couple of times now. You get towards the edge of the trees, the tree line.
Yeah, and I wait there for the guards to come.
I think it's not very long before you are greeted by one of the elves of the wood. Steps out of the forest. I know you, right? You're
right.
Trelador's friend? Let me
Indeed.
guess, it's Florian. That's it, Florian. Is that right?
It is indeed. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well,
I believe we met last time you were here when you were tending to the wounded, etc., with your friend, your tall friend with the fur. Ferenz, he was a great help, a great boon to the forest. And then he left with you guys, and you... Yeah, it was a lovely time. So, I'm assuming you're allowed in. I don't think I'd have to check with the warden, but I bet I had. So bear with me.
Is the warden here?
He's always here, yes. He very rarely leaves the forest.
It's fine. It's not exactly that I need to come in, but can you just hand him this for me, please?
Do you not want to come and see him?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give that to him for you. That's not a problem.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want to?
No, I've got my own things to do, as he
okay.
has too.
Okay.
So,
No problem.
yeah.
Well, I wish you well on your journey. Thank you once more for all you've done for us, and may the trees ever listen to your pleas.
Thank you.
Disappears back into the forest. Trellador, it's weird. Somehow you just know that one of your forest guardians has stepped outside the boundaries of the forest and then back in. Nobody else came in, just them. And as she reaches you, she's Warden, your friend Florian was here and asked me to give you this. She hands you a letter.
Right. Where is he now?
He had said he had many things to do, and he was heading away. So I'm sure he was very busy. So
It doesn't sound like Florian.
oh, it definitely was him.
No, I mean the busy part.
Oh well, I wouldn't know. He was.
No.
He seemed busy. So
Okay. Thank you. You've done good work.
thank you, Warden. I'll return to my post. And she vanishes back into the woods. So, you have a letter from Florian. Is he actually addressed to Trellador, or is it just a plain envelope?
No, it's addressed to Trellador.
I'll probably sigh at it and go, oh, what a waste of paper. He knows trying to rebuild a forest. And yeah, I will. Is anyone else with me? Or was I on my own?
You tell me. What are you doing as Warden of the forest?
I've probably got a few attendants, and I'll just say, take the afternoon off.
They sort of.
I'm on the other side of the forest, but I probably spotted it. No, joking.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, the elves that work with or for you, rather, as you tell them. Shill tells them different, and there's a bit of a conflict there. But they gladly take the afternoon off and leave you to your own devices in the sort of not office but space where you sit and contemplate and commune with the forest.
I'll probably go outside because I'm all about outside now.
Okay.
And I'll just wave my hand and make a throne of thorns appear, druid crafty.
Absolutely.
And I'll sit on this throne and I will read the letter.
Okay, I shall send it to you then.
Are you not going to read it out?
Oh, you're not going to read it out for us?
I will read it out, but I'll send it to him as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So you open the letter, and as if you're hearing it in Florian's voice. Dear Trellador, I hope this letter finds you well. I hope that returning to the forest has done you well too. All that new power and responsibility will suit you right down to the ground. Pun intended there. I must say, I'm not angry, just a little disappointed that you wrote a letter to tell me what you were going to do and then leaving in the middle of the night. Hence why I got someone to bring this to you. My love will be yours forever, but I ain't going to battle with that ego of yours anymore. Me? I'm going to go run around the world, Helloran and Carlin both, helping people, places, and anyone who needs it. Fighting a good fight, doing what's right, and also working on my map anyway. I'll bet you'll be done with all this writing now, just as much as you would if I'd be here talking to you. If you want me to find me, I'm sure you can. Just use that newfound magic of yours. Yours truly, F.
So, I will reread it, and I will tuck it inside my robes, right by my heart,
Oh.
and no one's around, but he's got watery eyes, and as sort of a few tears fall out of his eyes onto the floor, flowers spring up. And then he probably hears someone like in the distance and quickly, wipes it off and stars it out again. But he'll always keep that letter inside his robes now.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Because
So
he didn't know Florian could write, so he's very
So basically, Florian has become Monk from the TV series starring
Monk.
David Carradine.
Not quite, but yeah.
You're wandering the world, righting wrongs, and generally being wherever people need you. Nice.
I think what we've learned from this is that Trelador really wants a long distance relationship. That's what works best. As much distance as possible.
But yeah, on that, I leave the outskirts of the forest, and I just start wandering. I start going towards where the fire wastes were, and I get just to the edge of that, and I don't cross onto where the ground is hotter and like charred and burned, but I just put a hand onto it just to see how it feels. No check, no nothing, just to do that.
It feels like nature is taking back. It's still hot, but it's not that god fire that a mash was putting out. It is still elemental, which is a natural force, but you don't get the feeling that anything evil is stirring amongst the fire or in the fire wastes. If you stay there for any length of time, you do eventually will see a fireworm in the distance, but it doesn't appear to be being ridden by a fire kobold. So
yeah. I wouldn't stay there for too long. I'll just do that, and then I'd literally just start walking in the opposite direction, not through the forest, but I'd go around similar route we took coming, going to Daghole for the first time. Go through the
squeeze
junction, the squeeze, the junction. Sorry,
that's in Cambridge. You can't go there.
Yeah. Through the squeeze, and yeah, I just start walking in the direction that certainly I haven't been before.
Yeah, I think.
And like I wrote, I would just I'd find people, places, and just generally anything. I'd do some of it for a bit of coin for like councils and cities and stuff like that. And I'd probably stay in some places a little bit longer.
I think you turn into a sort of wandering adventurer.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or sometimes you just do it for free. Because
and I teach a few people there, sort of like the self-defense bits and bobs, and
you are David Carradine crossed with the A-Team, right?
yeah.
If you can find it, you can hire.
If you can find. And just will like teach them sort of like simple moves with melee weapons. But there'll come a time and a place where I think Florian, who just want to settle down, will make a small fortune for himself. He doesn't need to eat or drink anymore. That's not a thing what he needs to do.
Don't monk shit.
Yep.
Yeah. And after a while, he'll kind of be happy and content with himself to make up for maybe some of the wrongs that he'd done previously and during the adventures.
Okay.
But yeah, he'd certainly want to find somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but not out of touch of everyone.
Easily done. On Helloran, there are places that seemingly just nobody ever visits, but surprisingly close to a town. Or you could be, there's a great swathes of land outside, out to the west of Silot, that nobody ever goes to.
Yeah, I'd
same with the north.
somewhere like that.
Up in the north, there are places up there that only the Wandering Gusts have been to, and sometimes even not even them have been to the far north.
Yeah, I'd want to be a good few miles from the closest town or city.
Sure.
But you know, surrounded by not like I'm in a forest, but surrounded by trees, surrounded by cover, quietness, stillness. And sure. I think I'd just kind of find myself there and finish my main map off, and then I'd go into doing more detailed versions of areas that I've been to.
Absolutely.
And I think at some point I'd sit there, and it would be like the longest meditation potentially a monk has ever done. But would try and figure out what this is inside of me. This evil and this goodness potentially battling against each other.
I think you get to a point where you are feeling yourself as you rather than as Florian the adventurer, or Florian the wandering helper monk, or Florian you just eventually become Florian. And I think once that point you reach and you're meditating one evening, you make me an insight check. Go on. Last roll. Give me an insight check. With advantage, please.
Wow, I don't need it. The first bowl was a natural 20 again.
Nice. Okay. For a total of 29. So, you're about 7-8 hours into this meditation that you do, and you are trying desperately to turn your thoughts, your feelings within yourself to find those two warring factions. And it's been harder and harder lately to find them in you. And you realise it's not a case of there are two factions in you warring against each other constantly, as you perceived it early on. The two factions have mingled and produced Florian, the human. There is no divine, there is no demonic, there is just Florian. And I think you come to that realisation that you were giving them power by separating them within yourself and pitting them against each other. And you have calmed as yourself, and this has taken the power away from those two sides. So they have subsumed into one another, and you are just Florian. And that's all you really needed to be, was Florian. And that's who you are. So I think with that, we will skip a few years. Church in Dagholt, well established. Gus with maybe more children than was first intended. Oh God.
Get him to roll a D100.
I've got to repopulate the dragon population.
Exactly, yeah.
They've all got to sleep indefinitely.
Exactly. So, there are... Sybil is just happy as pie. Miette, would you have moved on after a couple of years?
Miette would have stayed until the kids were able to walk, and then she would have gotten back to wandering. Still dropping into the office mine every now and again to
Yeah.
oversee operations and make sure the second command is doing things okay.
Yep. Not a problem. That's a lifestyle that the kittens are certainly enjoying now. Is seeing the rest of the world. And Yorick. Oh, Yorick's disappeared, of course.
I just walked up.
And Yorick,
Hello.
you have established your church, or the church, and you feel possibly it's time. What are you doing?
I'll sort of call together in the church, the Forge Church one day, call together all of the clerics or whatever we go by. And say, right, I'm off. And teleport all.
Wow. Boom! Gone.
So it's time for me to go. No, I'll say, yeah, I'm amazed and proud of every one of you for how far we've come since those dark days. How we've managed to put together the serious and respectable church that we have done to this day. And I want to continue doing that good work for the rest of the country. So I'm going to embark on a journey. Just me. I will put someone in my stead. I can always get back if you need me. But first off, I'm going to head to Climewater. I'm going to spend some time there, set up a church, and then carry on around the rest of the country.
There's sort of murmurs and whispers, and Tezel stands up, still going, with his broom. As remember, Yorick, that piece of paper, it's important. You have to write on it and say the name.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay. So once you've done that and wander out of the church.
Sorry, just a little bit. I sort of should have mentioned to everyone is that I spent time going out and adventuring and loved every non-near-death moment of it. And I want to give everyone else an opportunity to do that, and by creating churches as sort of way stations for travelling dwarves, that there's always a pub that they can go to wherever they are.
This meets
It's a
with
pub
great
forge
approval.
church scenario, isn't it?
It's a pub church for forge.
Yeah.
George.
It's kind of
A tavemple.
Tavenple. I love it.
It's kind of like the clergy wing of Weatherspoons.
With extra hammers. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
Tavenple is great.
something came up in a text chat with Dan earlier, and that was there was talks of fire and brimstone, and he said that was like me, and I said yeah, but it's forge fire, and Yorick presumes that brimstone is some sort of spicy whiskey.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll come up with names like fire and brimstone and stuff, but we serve a specific beer.
Yeah.
Or something.
Sweet. So yeah, you travel the world. Are there any particular stops you'd like to make to see some of your old companions?
Yeah, effectively, the sort of mechanical plan is to spend a year in each town. Every day I will cast Temple of the Gods.
Yeah.
Once a year has passed, that building becomes permanent, and I would have hoped to have, in that time, maybe recruited and trained some people to continue the work of that church. So I'll be spending a year in each place, and I will basically do the clockwise loop of the country, starting in Kleinwater, going to Giffield, Dar, down to Larkham, where presumably I will have a nice reunion. On to Redpork, Farnham, Dornham, Sylar, and finally up to Drummond.
Okay. So you get to the edge of the forest of Drummond, and an elf appears. Can I help you?
Hi. My name's Yorick Skilbean. I was hoping I could get access to the forest. In fact, I used to know Trellador. Is he
the forest warden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Old acquaintance of mine.
Nice. Certainly. Give me 2 minutes. And he sort of steps back into the forest. And Trellador, you're aware that one of your elves has stepped outside of the forest boundary and stepped back in, and you receive a message saying, Forest Warden, there is a Yorick Scalebane at the southern border of the forest. Would you care to let him enter, or would you like to come and deal with him yourself?
Deal with him? That's a strange way of putting it.
Well, he's a
show him
dwarf.
in. Well, we don't hold that against him. I was a dwarf for a bit.
Right. You tell me he's no idea what you're talking about, but, you know.
Show him in.
Of course.
And be nice to him.
Always. So the dwarf the elf reappears, Yorick. So, the Forest Warden will be very happy to receive you. Is there anything you need or require?
Nothing at all, thank you.
Perfect. If you would this way, and he walks with you through a now reinvigorated forest from the time you were first here, when there were huge trees and the canopy was thick and solid. It's like that once more. Obviously, something has been very good to this forest. The forest is thriving. You eventually come upon a glade where, well, I'll let Trellador describe his current whereabouts.
Yeah, you'll find me, and I'm sort of, as I walk like an elf, very glidey, and like what happened before with my sister. He's mellowed. He's, the forest has changed him. He's still sarcastic. He's still, a bit of a twat, but that rage has gone. That anger has gone. He's kind of happy where he is. And he sort of, as he walks, he does that sort of floaty sort of like walking. He glides through the forest.
So, Yorick, you see this gliding almost Trellador through this glade that you've been shown to.
I've just been sent puppy pictures. Sorry. They've been born.
Are you on the list? Are you getting one?
I don't know. She said she's going to make the decision after that. Oh, simmer down, you heard at the same time. Okay. I'll leave my camera on when you walk out the shower then. I haven't looked at them yet.
We're about
to. I all want to look at them now.
Yeah, share my screen quickly.
Anyway, sorry. Yes, you.
I mean, it's been. I've been to like 8 places, which has taken me 8 years, and there was probably a couple spent in Dagholt. So it's been a decade since we've seen each other. And yeah, I'll pick up immediately on the like. Damn, you look mellow. This suits you. Brightwise, you'll kind of see Yorick moves a little less sort of jaunt, sort of clunkily in that heavy armor. It's still wearing armor, but just sort of glides a little more with it. Looking a little more elegant than you'd expect a dwarf to look. Oh, so Predator.
Yorick, this is awkward, but comforting in a way because all of my conversations with you guys were awkward. It's almost
Good
nostalgic.
to know things haven't changed.
Things have changed. It's good to see you, my old friend.
Yorick dies immediately.
Oh dear, that's another one I've killed.
Yeah, he said that to Celeste the other day and she died.
Yeah, it's my plot at all. Kill you with kindness.
Well, you have chilled out a bit. Well, it's good to see you, my man. This forest looks great. You've done.
I know. I did most of it.
A good job. Yeah.
Yeah. I was resistant to do it, but actually it's worked out quite well. How I've heard about your exploits. You've, I must say, the authority you wear well.
I think after everything, we both found ourselves where we were supposed to be, didn't we?
Yes, that's quite sentimental, but yes, I agree. Do you speak to the others? Have you seen the others?
I mean, of course, I see Gus still.
Who's Gus?
And the kids. They're
Oh, the one. Yeah.
Now.
The other one.
The other one.
If he was, sorry,
No.
I was just going to say if Yorick was amenable to it, he would have seen Miette every year.
You know, I meant to, yeah, kind of say if I, while on my travels, if I'd seen any caravans, I'd have immediately rushed over to see if I could find Miette. So yeah, we've probably. Yeah, I've not seen friends or Florian actually.
Did you look down? He's normally on the floor. That is a joke, obviously, and I believe Ferenz is having a bit of a nap. I imagine.
Yeah, I imagine that would be the case. Bumping to Miette from time to time. She's doing really well. If a little more colourful.
What, like literally colourful?
Yeah.
I mean, her personality couldn't get any more colourful, so.
My God, I've been complimented.
Yeah, but you're not
Yeah,
there,
you're dead
so-
as well.
Yeah, you're dead.
From out of nowhere, you just go and keel over.
Yep.
Yeah, distance cardiac arrests.
Ran into Melissa a couple of years ago, going through
Larkham.
Yeah. She's found peace, I think.
Not cavorting with devils anymore, then.
No, just an orc.
Good for her.
Melissa, you die.
Sudden heart attack in the middle of the cemetery.
Yeah.
Supposed to be BG all along.
Are we saying that Trelador's compliments are now random lightning strikes?
Yes.
Yeah. Smites. Now who's the god, eh, Dan?
Yeah, I could never do smites properly as a paladin, but this is how I smite. So, will you be staying long? Or you're welcome to stay as long as you
Well, I mean, my latest extended adventure has been spending a year in each of the towns of Helloran, setting up a tavern, pub, church, tavenple.
It's a very good name.
It's an excellent name.
It sounds like something Firenze would come up with.
Yeah, I thought of him as I came up with it all by myself.
It's a righteous idea.
Friends, you die.
But of course,
How many more have I got left to go?
I think Gus, you skipped over because
Gus and Florian.
Gus is the other one. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, Gus is completely safe.
If the lightning struck the crystal and it was earthed in the ground, would it just earth out into the mountain?
No.
No, it kills you.
Damn.
Yeah, earths out into the mountain and kills loads of giants.
To be honest, Trelador assumed that Florian was already dead, so that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
So I guess you want to set up.
Well,
one of these...
it's up to you. This is a little. This is different. You know, Drummond isn't like just a town full of people that I can come and set up a new building in. This is your forest. I can't just.
Yes,
do
and
anything.
I can't see that Reorcs would want to associate directly with me.
Isn't you know? It's entirely up to you.
I mean, we're
I
kind of
don't
like
think
cousins now, aren't we? Because his mum, I'm a son of.
You'd be like my Greek cousin or something.
Something like that. But if you, I mean, Celeste has got her hands into most of the population. She's teaching them how to be giant eagles and how to fall out of ceilings and canopies and teleport from tree to tree to tree to tree.
3 times.
Yes. So I suppose you could, a little bit of healthy competition would keep her on her toes, maybe, but you'd have to take that up with her. I leave. In my wisdom now, I do a lot of delegating. When I was with you guys, I used to have to make a lot of decisions and the leadership stuff, be responsible for team morale, and I've kind of stepped back from that now. I prefer a more hands-off approach to how I command my entourage.
Yeah, I know. The burden of leadership, it takes its toll, doesn't it?
It does, and I mean, you're setting up franchises all across the world, so your spread is going to be wide. So it's good to have friends in powerful places, isn't it, my friend?
Said friend.
Again, you're dead 3 or 4 times now.
Back alive now.
Well, I don't think I will set up one of my pubs here. I don't think it's really right for the forest, But I will spend some time here if that's okay with you.
Yes,
you
we will find you
Celeste as well.
Yes, please do. She's probably hearing this conversation anyway, so she'll probably come along.
Well, yeah.
She has all these owl things in every tree. It's like some sort of closed circuit vision camera network.
Yeah, CCOV. Yeah,
that's it. CCOV. Very much a neighborhood watch situation going on. But yes, I'm sure she'll be pleased to see you.
Neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch. Yes.
I
have missed these little jokes. I will have our finest rooms prepared for you. Well, not even a room. We'll get you some place to set up shop. Probably with a little forge, as long as you promise not to cut down too many trees. I mean, you're the only one brazen enough to bring an axe to a forest, but especially a regrown forest. But I have some dwarven beer in storage,
Nice.
and we will toast later once you're settled in, and we will reminisce.
Let's just, yeah, that sounds good. And I'm pleased to see there's no bad blood.
Oh, there was, but you know, I got over it.
Yeah. Time can do that.
It can, yes. And you know, these
I
people
hope-
that just hold on to anger, you know, it just eats them up, you know.
I hope you have come to understand what my position was, though.
Yes, I understand that what you thought you did was right, and I have come to respect that point of view.
Right. That's very elvish talk of you.
I am an elf. If he was formerly a dwarf, he was formerly an elf. Yeah.
So, as these two old friends, acquaintances,
Old acquaintances, new friends.
yeah, slowly come to. Sorry, go ahead.
No, we're just going to say then we make out, and then we.
Yeah, then they kissed. As these two friends catch up and make new bonds, Yorick, you also visit with Celeste and her family, catch up with them, and I think that's a perfect place to leave Helloran as we pull back on all of our heroes in their preferred locales, doing what they want to do, doing what they do best, is being 100% heroes. Thank you very much. Hey! Thank you, guys.
That was a pretty awesome way to end the campaign, Chaz. It really was. Good thought. It was good thought, that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to just stop. It felt wrong to just stop. I think we needed that. These characters have been important to all of us.
We need
Not
closure,
just
man.
the individual characters to the players, but to me as well. I'm invested in these characters. You know, I've been setting challenges and bits and pieces for you for years with these characters, so it's important not just for you guys but for me as well to get that proper ending. I would say happy ending, but it is for most of you. Most of you are happy in doing what you need to do what you want to do, so I think it is a happy ending. So I would just like to say thank you very much for playing in my silly little world of Carlin. And I hope you enjoyed yourselves over not just this campaign but the others as well, if you were involved. And again, thank you very, very much for being excellent storytellers and for collaborating in my insanity. Thank you so much for pushing me to the edge of reason.
Oh, thank you, Chaz, because without your reign, none of this would have happened. You created this entire world out of your funny little head.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you for trying to kill us for the past 2 years.
Hey, I didn't kill any of you.
No.
Well, you did that to yourself.
You tried to.
Not permanently.
Not permanently, no. But you know, there's other things we could do. I hope you really had fun. I really do. I did.
Yeah,
I certainly did.
I mean, yeah, it was a really fun campaign, especially the Chaos Dwarfs. They're my favourite characters
Chaos Dwarfs
of all
were
the characters
amazing.
we've played so far.
I'm sure we'll be debriefing on WhatsApp for a few days to come.
Very probably. So yeah, the rest of the session, I think it's like 9:10. I think we just sit back, chill. If somebody needs to go, then go. But I think we'll just chatter on about D&D, Daggerheart, or whatever you want to talk about. Miss D, you
I
have.
want to say if we had the emotional bandwidth for last session of Conspiracy Beards / Q&A.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, absolutely.
So, given, as Gus said, he was repopulating the dragon population with Dell, how badly is all the new dragons in the world going to fuck up the contract?
It probably won't, to be honest, because I suspect
They're
what will happen
They're
is
dwarves.
they will be dwarves that can occasionally turn into a dragon. So that I think is not going to impact on. Blimey, we got 2 followers in the last minute. Agbella and Valandfry, welcome in. So
we have bad news for you that you're watching the campaign.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us in this wrap up of our campaign. So yeah, I don't think that would impact the contract at all, because technically they are dwarves and therefore not part of the contract.
Okay.
If that helps.
I can't be the only one with questions.
I'm sure
Are
you're
they
not.
dragons?
Dragons.
Yeah, they are. They're dwarves that can turn occasionally into dragons. That's what they are.
Yeah. No, bearded dragons.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Good one.
That was
Been
good.
working on that one for the entire fucking session.
Yeah. So, yeah, any questions? I'm happy to answer questions about the world, about anything you didn't get to see, things that you felt were unresolved.
I just have a quick question for
Sure.
Florian. Is his long meditation just because he's forgotten how to get up?
No. There was definitely a point where he felt like he needed to figure out what was going on inside of him. This deity and this demon thing, what he found out about, definitely needed to figure that out. Potentially try to see if he could make the power his own, but as Chaz quite rightly did say, the meditation helped him figure out that all he needed was to literally find his little house on the prairie and just chill out, become Florian, not Florian V or a follower of.
Wearing a pinny and now frolicking around the fields.
If that's what makes you happy, Dan.
I would imagine that he probably kind of, he like maybe sets up like a vineyard or something like that, and still goes travelling and out and about. And he definitely would love to, and he did for several of those years go over to Carlan, but would definitely go back for more. He, essentially, day pass monk shit means he can pretty much do all of that and still stay pretty young as such. So yeah,
I think Florian is a cartographer first and foremost. I think, and just makes maps and explores stuff. So that's what I imagine him doing. Or is your character?
Yeah, 100%.
And guessing based on what you've expressed interest in.
He'd do the same of similar to Yorick, not setting up Templars or whatever they are. But yeah, he'd go around and he'd visit everyone again. Would probably take several years before again he went back to Drummond to see Trellador and Celeste, mainly because of Trellador. But I think once he found himself, would definitely do that. Definitely head over towards Larkham and his whole old haunting grounds, because they're over there, where he grew up. And yeah, just wander basically and just help people and
well, I hope that the end stories, as it were, suited your characters, and I hope I helped to enable you to tell those stories in a way that you wanted to, and I hope I didn't sort of railroad you too much.
I sort of felt like the ideas came from me, and you just sort of helped to put it together. The
only person I railroad is Dan, because I have to.
Yeah, exactly. There was one thing I was going to do with Martin, because when he said, "Oh, see me," I had in my mind I was going to say I don't go by Trellador anymore. I now go by Tree Adore. But it's
That
a
would have
joke.
been bad. But in
Would have been
character.
perfect Canador sense of humor.
Yeah, it would have been totally in character. Yeah.
Yeah, all about him, even
Yeah.
these bad jokes.
So I want to know: is there anything in the world or in your adventures that you thought, why did that happen, or how did that happen? Is there anything that you want to know now that the campaign's over that maybe we didn't get to because your story took you in a different way?
Yeah, 100%. Florian and his sister.
Yeah.
The campaign itself was very bitty in the information we got, purely our fault because of the roads we travelled, the arcs we went down, and the paths we went down. So all the information was never solidified like it has been in previous campaigns by actual speaking to people, reading about it, or something or other. So
yeah, I mean,
defeating them when we went to hell, Fiona and his dickhead father, I can't remember what his name is now.
Yeah.
Florian's father. Did that stop them being able to come back, or was it what we'd all done previous by stopping them actually coming back?
It was a bit of both. That fight meant that you could free your sister. Dakota could go flee to the safety of the Midwood, where no gods can tread. Specifically, Balo has set that as a special safe zone for his chosen people, which are the Tabaxi.
I'm still so delighted about the backstory on that. Sorry.
No, you're good. So, yeah, that was part of it, but it was also the whole overall arc of you putting this contract back meant that the Devils couldn't get back in. Yeah, it was not something that they could do because of the contract. Once the contract was broken, when the dragons were waking up and the devils were coming in, and the gods were returning, which is what you guys set in motion with those temples that you raised.
It wasn't our fault.
Obviously not. Yes, it was.
Well, that kind of puts into the question I had. See, I got the sense when we put the contract back in place that part of that was to, because Carabes was imprisoned, but it felt like part of that was to imprison Ardiac as well.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That was a kind of side effect, if you like. The original contract should have trapped all the gods away from Helloran. That was the point of the contract. However, there were some escapologists amongst the gods that managed to avoid incarceration. Ardiac being one of them, Reorx being another. And then there was Remora, who cannot be entrapped because she is the very essence of death. So you had those two brothers who were out in the world without permission, if you know what I mean. They'd skirted the contract on technicalities. So him taking possession of Carabes was a double whammy for you guys, because that enabled the contract to lock both her and him away with the rest of the gods. Right. Reorx, again, slippery little fuck that he is, got away with it once more by hiding deep in his mountain.
But it was implied that Carabes had to be had agreed to it, although they tricked her into it, didn't they?
Yeah, she initially agreed to the original contract, which was the dragons, the gods, and the
devils.
Devils would not be allowed into Helloran, specifically Helloran. She didn't realise that meant her as well. So when she realised that, in her anger, she got locked away when she was still incensed about this, because she thought she was staying out with Zenariel and, you know, the other people that were involved in the contract, which she wasn't, because Zenariel went as well. But she didn't realise that. She thought that they were staying out and she'd been tricked into imprisonment.
And I suppose that we actually knocked all three parties of that contract askew ourselves, because we found that temple of Fianna, we found the temple of Peladas, which that devils and gods, but we also knocked over the hourglass that was holding Carabess.
Exactly.
My other question is, there were people definitely planning to try and circumvent that the contract already, because it felt very conspicuous that our first job was to deliver the key for Fianna's temple.
Oh, absolutely.
So that wizard
There were plots. There were several plots about how to, mainly the devils, because they do love a loophole in a contract. There were plots so that to try to get them alone back in charge of Helloran. Because if you remember some of the law was that Fianna ruled Helloran, and it was won back by including the tabaxi that were brought there by Balo. Or by the Wanderer. I can't remember her name.
Shallow.
The Wanderer Shallow, the keeper of the keys. And again, there's nobody there in the Bacon household to hear that.
I've got a question.
Okay.
I just walked back into the room and I heard that. What did I miss?
Basically, we were saying about Carabess and how she got tricked, and what there were plots before you raised any temples because you were taking a key to somewhere. You were tricked into taking to a key or paid to take a key. And I said, yeah, the devils had plenty of plots and loopholes in contracts to be able to try and get the devils to be back in charge of Helloran, as Fianna once was. Where one of the wars was that they took stuff away from Fianna using the tabaxi, Balo did, after bringing the Wanderer Shallow, keeper of the keys, to this realm. That's part of the tabaxi law, was Shallow being the first tabaxi to set foot on Helloran at Balo's invitation.
What on that as well? What was? Forgive me if I'm wrong. If either my memory fails me or I took this the wrong way. But earlier on in the campaign, you said that Helloran itself was a key, or was that implied with actually the keys of what we were challenged with?
Yes, Helloran is a key because the contract was sealed on Helloran. Helloran never used to have any life on it at all. It wasn't ever supposed to have life. It was
Hence why life
supposed to
on
be-
Helloran didn't know about the outside world.
Exactly. It was supposed to be a contained island where this contract was kept sealed and nobody was supposed to be on there. And of course, Reorx and Balo went, fuck it. And Fiona got involved. So, So, James, you had a question.
Yeah, the Well of Many Worlds.
Yes.
It was called.
Yep.
How did it actually work? Because we never got it right.
It was random.
It's a random table.
It
I
was
would,
always random.
once you'd gone somewhere, I wrote out another 8 locations.
Uh-huh.
And the next time you went somewhere, I rolled a d8, and that's where you went. And then I changed
so
the whole table
we were
again.
never going to get it to work properly.
No, it was completely random.
Okay, that makes me feel a bit better.
It's written in the description of the magic item that it's random, but Yorick just tried to figure it out.
You're not the only one. I remember Florian trying to figure it out as well.
Oh God,
That
there were
went well.
huge discussions about that, and everyone had to think of the same place and time at the same
Yeah.
time before we all jumped in.
Purely because
It was
And that is
fantastic.
how
of
it works.
Yorick.
It was fantastic. I loved that
Hey, off,
item.
dwarf.
Because even when I gave Yorick the description, he didn't pass on all of it, which is, a Yorick thing to do. And I'm like, yes, this is great. They have no idea how this works. And it was thoroughly enjoyable. I kept sort of nudging you to go, go on, use the well. Go on.
Yeah, I noticed that. The more you nudged, the less we wanted to use it.
I know. I've learned my lesson.
So,
Don't worry.
so essentially, as well, it's like Helloran is essentially Themyscira from DC, where Wonder Woman's from, where you can't see it. No one from the outside world could see it. I take it because we never got visitors.
No ships went there. There are ocean-going ships in the rest of Karlan. They've discovered other islands. They've discovered the continent of Grashan to the south. So, yeah, it's not as if there aren't any ships or explorers. It was just nobody ever went to Helloran. The only person to come from the outside world and end up in Helloran is Ferenz. That was accidental.
And Celeste, of course.
Well,
and Celeste.
Shine Island, I feel like Shine Island would be included in Helloran, given that Shine was interred there.
Sort of, but
How did Ferenz get into the world then? Did he fall through a ceiling?
No, he was out surfing one day, and
he fell asleep on a piece of driftwood,
and that was it. He was gone.
Caught a mad wave.
Yeah, literally.
It was righteous.
Yeah, so
that's oddly similar to your Krell backstory as well.
Well, no, to be fair, the way I wrote this one was that essentially he was having a particularly bad day, so he went to basically have a sunbathe on his favourite piece of driftwood. He fell asleep and then woke up out at sea. So usually when things like this happen, Shine just makes it all okay. So he went back to sleep and then washed up on the beach near Psylocke.
Yeah, and it wasn't near. Yeah, it wasn't near Psylocke. You started, wasn't it? And then you went north to Drummond.
Yep.
Where the
shenanigans occurred.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the fact that he actually found dry land again and he was okay proved his theory correct.
Yeah.
And that's the theory he stuck with forever.
Shine sorted it out. Not a problem.
Also, I have one question.
Sure.
The Clouds and Clouds clones, the fractious nature of their minds, was it kind of mirroring Peladas's fractured mind itself?
Yeah. It was. There was too much of Peladas in Clouds.
Yep.
And of course, Clouds went, and his mind just went.
And is that what was happening to Snow over time?
Yes. Peladas was. I mean, most of the gods are not particularly sane, but Peladas was the worst. He was so insane. He just couldn't cope with anything, and so he fractured his own mind to try and cope with the solitude, to cope with the imprisonment, to cope with being apart from the waters, and he just went slowly. I mean, you walked into that temple and there was all that writing all over the walls. He was just literally just went completely mad. And yeah, he was. I mean, the others weren't overly sane. I mean, what was the other one? Let's have a look.
Well, he was a few more
Sama particularly was just bonkers, but in a very different way.
Sama, the god of answer machines.
But Peladas was just a few more sandwiches short at the picnic.
Oh, yeah. Peladas had sandwiches, but they were all in a different room.
You say he
Yeah.
was a few sandwiches.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
And he made his sandwiches with the filling
I
on
mean-
the outside and the bread in the middle.
I mean, there were some gods or beings of power that you didn't even meet.
I was about to ask about her.
Which one?
Ara the Lawful.
Ooh.
Ra.
Ara the Lawful is the polar opposite of Balo. She is
Boring then.
the twin of Balo, basically. You've got Peladas and
Amash.
Amash as the twins of gods, but these two are not really twins. They're more
Counterparts.
opposites. Yeah, they're counterparts.
Although-
They are the opposites that balance the scale. So you got Balo,
Kind of like-
utter chaos, and then you got Ara, utter law.
is that kind of like in the Sandman with the guy in the box and the little girl, the Chaos Lords and the Lords of Order?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Ara is the lawful for a reason. She is the Lord of Law, whereas
I actually got
Balo's
that
the Lord
reference.
of Chaos.
Mm.
So yeah, any more questions at all?
Just one more.
Okay.
Who? I don't think we got into it, but who killed my father? Or was my father never really there? It was just this imagination
Well,
in my childhood. Because
your- there was no human father.
yeah,
When you were split from your sister and your mother, you went with your father. Now that was whatever his bleeding name is.
Belial?
Joseph, the
Bob.
carpenter.
Was it Belial or was it different one? I can never
No,
Dean?
it wasn't Belial. It was
Kevin?
Jeffrey.
Kevin.
It's Fiena's brother husband.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look it up. Asmodeus.
No.
No, not Asmodeus. It
Never
was
Asmodeus.
Oh, I can't remember his name. But yeah, he was possessing a human body at that point. So he was because you weren't born to your. You were born to your mother, but she was a mash. So it was like they were sort of present but not present. They were taking over human form.
Yeah.
To much like Ardiak was present but not present, or Reorx was present not present. They were present not present, and that's how they figured that was a loophole they could use with the devil and the divine
Was it
together.
Mephistopheles? It was.
No, it wasn't that.
I've just looked it up. In Forgotten Realms lore,
Yeah, that's where I lifted it
the
from.
original archdevil of Phlegothos, which is Fiena's realm, was her father Belial.
Yeah, it was
and that's the
Belial.
only one. I can't find anything on her partnerships.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I was just wondering if I was actually. I am pretty much human because of the body.
Am I
so
human?
that's-
It is, yeah.
Am I
it is-
human?
It is Belial.
Am I a dancer?
You're a real boy.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It is.
Human.
Why you dance?
So yeah, yes, there was no real human father figure. It was all a lie. Sorry about that.
Yeah. No. It's just trying to.
So
figure it out.
who's not asked a question? Celeste, Natalie, you haven't asked much. You were very quiet. Got any questions? It's been difficult
I
for
think
Celeste
so.
because you were kind of outside of the world, weren't you?
She's in the loft.
Does she ever in the
The loft.
future fall through an inn?
Okay.
Was the Well of Many Worlds in the ceiling of that skin.
No. But good idea. I like it. But no. Celeste never fell through a ceiling of an inn. Ever.
No. Wrong.
So, okay, kind of a question. I don't know if you got an answer for it, but it's the only question that's popped into my head.
Uh-huh.
So, in my backstory, I had it that a friendly witch in the forest was the one responsible for teleporting me over and my family. Was that supposed to happen the way it did, or?
Yeah, I used a friendly witch in the forest, who was not a friendly witch in the forest. It was Lork's bitch in disguise. So you thought you were running. You thought you were running away from Lork, and you were really. And he managed to send you all scattering in different directions because he was told to do that.
Yes. Yeah, so
Because
I
it was
remembered he figured
the
out that
key
he
for
needed to get
his
people from the future.
longevity and continued aliveness, if you like, was for you to be where in the future so that he could then catch up with you.
Yeah.
It was very complicated. When you give me backstory like that, it's kind of difficult sometimes to fit it into the world.
Yeah.
I had to sort of bend a few bits of your backstory to put it in and get it to make sense. And I hope I managed to do this.
It made it very interesting having that.
Yeah, I think so.
I've got something I want to share.
Okay. Is it puppy
Is
pictures?
it pictures of puppies? It is. Oh.
Oh no! I have to get Terry. Oh, she's letting the puppy that lives with us out into the garden, so she'll be back in a minute.
No beans.
You get to, which one? Which one?
Oh.
They are so cute. With their little pink tubbins.
That's a big puppy.
Mama.
Oh, did you like puppies?
Dirty puppies.
There's lots of them.
Chaos.
Jesus, 9 puppies.
Look at
Oh,
this
the
face.
little pink face.
Little
And
star
a
on the
little
head
white
too.
scar. Oh, they're so sweet. Yep, puppy pile.
That is a sleepy puppy.
Puppy pile.
Puppy pile.
Yeah, when we went to see Lily, that's what they would do when they were asleep. We'd like be a puppy pile on. They just sleep on top of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same with puppies as it is for kittens, that they can't temperature regulate when they're that small.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, so they just pile on top of each other to keep warm.
makes sense.
So my last question
Uh-huh.
is, what's next?
What's next? Well, I
Do we level up?
Yeah, that was going to be my last question.
hang on,
Sorry,
Martin.
Finny.
Can you just show some puppy pictures again so Terry can see them? Because she's on her way back now. So, do you want to see some puppies? Hang on, she's nearly here.
Very cute.
They're very cute. She says they're very cute. Cool. Thank you.
Well, I think we actually just level up to level 20. We wait for some point in the future for Chaz to write this one shot where we just either all fight each other or all fight a big monster.
Yeah, bring your own god.
Yeah, oh God.
But do we get to pick a character from a Chaz campaign, or do we have to play all of them in a schizophrenic manner?
Yeah.
If we got to
There
level
was-
20, Natalie would just win because druids have unlimited shape shifting, don't they? And you can just go earth elemental, earth elemental,
There was-
earth elemental.
Very
Level
true, but with a
20
monk.
cleric ability, God Wish.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
True.
So like a monk with pretty much
Delete
unlimited.
this one, please.
A monk with pretty much unlimited key points, say, and stun.
Thing is, though,
Yeah,
if everybody
I mean-
wanted to do like a battle royale thing, Yuvon would turn up as the referee, and Ferenz would be the on-hand healer.
Yeah.
And basically,
Yeah, and the
That
popcorn.
was
both of them would sit on a bench at the side, just watching and judging all of you.
So as for
That
what's
was,
next, because that's a really good question. Obviously, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna write a campaign setting for Daggerheart, which I have some stuff in mind for already, but I will get to you. I don't know who's interested in playing Daggerheart.
Me.
I know some people
you're
have expressed an interest already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to, as we said, we're going to keep the tables sort of minimal. I can't
Smaller.
do 8 players again. It breaks my brain after a while. It's really difficult, especially as you get higher level. It makes it so difficult. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing, but I won't be doing that until next year sometime. I don't know when. In the meantime, Fiddy is running on a Sunday at the moment a Daggerheart campaign for some of us.
He does need the exercise.
He does.
Fuck you.
So yeah, you're welcome to come along and watch that on Discord every Sunday. So
Yeah, we won't be streaming that. It's
I-
just more of a play test for us, just to learn.
yeah, it's just so
everything.
we learn the ropes and the flow of the game. Martin, I believe you're going to resume.
I'm set to resume on the 2nd, 3 weeks today.
There we go.
If anyone wants to talk to me about plot or character or anything, do reach out. Always happy for a chat.
Okie dokie. And Jay, are you thinking about new
I'm-
campaigns or not?
I'm thinking about new campaigns. I'm working on a new setting that I'm probably going to run in 2024 rules. Just because I quite like the changes they've made. But it's not going to be for a while because I am currently running a campaign for another group, which is based on the first campaign I ran for this group that kind of went a bit wonky.
Yeah.
We probably won't be going back to Pirates because that got very complicated. Again, it's the case of having 8 players is difficult to manage. I don't really want to cut any of you because it's yeah.
That's
So I
fair
think
enough.
starting
Okay.
fresh.
Yeah, going forward, I've kind of realised that I can only do one campaign. I can only keep one campaign, and
Yeah,
struggle
that's
with one
absolutely
campaign. So,
Yeah.
I'm happy just to do one of the sessions out of
Yeah.
the week.
The thing is, because we're doing different campaigns, we can move days. If people can do a different day, we can do a different day. Then we can do a different day. So there could, in theory, be 3 campaigns running. With people who want to be in multiple campaigns, can be in 2 of them, and people who don't could be just 1 of them. You know.
It's like Critical Role are doing like a West March sort of type thing, aren't they? They're sort of different
Yeah,
parties coming in and
that's
out.
really going very well. I'm enjoying that a lot.
I haven't had time to.
That's,
I do
that's
have one quick
interesting.
question. This is very important. Sorry
Okay.
to go back to Martin. Now we are friends now. Yeah. Are you reorcs?
Well, I can only.
That was genius. Well done.
That's definitely a reorc.
So there you have it.
Yeah. Thank you for
Definite
doing
Truth is out.
Hey, I said it.
Yep.
it. And you sitting there going, just smiling smugly and twiddling your moustache. Yeah.
You'll
To be
never
perfectly
know.
honest, when we were wrapping up with Yorick's story, and Chaz was winding up to the few years later, it's like, so, most of me was expecting the answer to be, and I ascend.
I mean, it's possible. You never know. But yeah, I think we can. James, you had a dungeon crawl planned at some point as well, right?
Well, yeah, I did, but it sort of never went off anyway. No one seemed to be particularly interested.
I mean,
I didn't bother.
the only reason
picking
I'm
it.
not interested is because I was DMing one campaign, I was playing in another one, and I don't really want to start a third. And I'm not really a sort of mechanics person player. I'm more of a storyteller, and that to me sounded like a mechanic-y hack and slash, which is fine, but it's just not really my thing.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't really like combat. I kind of switch off a little bit.
Yeah, I tend to like story over combat, so
Yeah, that's
But
fine. I mean,
you
it's
never
no
know.
problem.
Some of you might want to do that.
It's there in the background if anyone ever wants to do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, cool.
When we get to the point where we're talking about starting new campaigns again, we might want to include Differ, because I know he was interested. And if there's 10 of us, it could sort of split into 2 groups a lot easier.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think the kind of general consensus that the DMs came to was that the party should be kind of somewhere between 3 to 6 at the maximum.
Yeah.
Probably close to 3 to 5.
Yeah.
In terms of.
I mean, ideally, I
size.
think a party size should be 5. 6.
I was gonna say
at a
3 is a bit
push.
too.
3, I think, is too few. But I mean, you can make it work.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's what we're doing with Dagger Hearts at the moment, isn't
exactly.
it?
But Dagger Heart's slightly different
Yeah.
for D&D because you create your characters as a group in session 0. You decide.
That's.
You know, you roll your stats, so you pick your domains and all of that lot together. So you each know what the other people are doing. There's none of this. I'm bringing a cleric. Oh, well, I've brought a cleric as well.
Yeah. That's something I'm going to suggest that we be doing no matter the system. Like putting the parties
it's a great
together
way of doing it.
in the actual session 0 rather than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a much better way. And I think I don't know about you, James, Fiddy. Do you think that's a better way?
What for players?
Creating
to- or
characters.
have.
Yeah.
100%.
But I found it much
for whatever
easier
one.
to create my characters alongside James and Jay because it meant that we worked collaboratively to set up a reason why we were together. There was none of this, you all meet in a tavern. There was a natural start to the story.
Yeah, and there's none of this. And if you don't want to meet at a tavern, it inevitably ends up being that there's 2 of you or 3 of you that start together, and then along your journey, somewhere along the way, you meet this hooded figure. Tell us, hooded figure, what do you look like?
Yeah.
And I think I found with the Daggerheart character creation, because weirdly for me, I was struggling to find a kind of character I wanted to play. Having that kind of session where we were all making characters at the same time made it a little bit easier for me to kind of find what I was doing and connect to the rest of the party.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think that would work in 5e as well, for sure.
Definitely.
So yeah, there's no reason why we can't.
Absolutely not. I think that's a really good idea for.
It was kind of something we kind of did for Helloran-ish.
Yeah, I tried
we
to
had
put
the-
sort of pairs and people together so that you had a link to each other, so you could, try and sort of develop a reason for being there. But we go forward, we learn from every campaign, and the next campaign will be better as always. I think that we've gone on from the very first campaigns that we were doing to the latest campaigns that we're doing, and the latest campaigns are so much better than the ones we started with, simply because we've got better at it. Practice, and obviously sheer talent in some cases. Looking at you, Dan. or sheer belligerence. I can't remember which one it was. Oh yeah. Anyway, I think that'll do for me tonight. Thank you
No.
once again for playing this silly game with me and allowing me to try and kill you all. I think it remains to be said that
Any other way?
we will be back. Watch this space. There will be campaigns coming to this channel near you soon. If you liked it, you're fantastic. We absolutely adore you. You can come back anytime you like. If you didn't like it, however, and possibly for the last time for a while, off you fuck.